Alright guys, Dokkan time, and today is a requested video by Milio. Thank you for the comment, dude. Appreciate you. Yo Joe, I got a copy of AGL LR Golden Frieza a while ago. Can you make a vid? Yes. Yes, I can make a video. So this is pretty much a straightforward how to build. Most people probably already know. But I will touch base up on how you could potentially future-proof him. Just leaning towards kind of hints and clues at what his kit is. It's very obvious that he's a full dodge unit. Frieza is 100% a defensive unit, and I don't think that will ever change. Even if Dokkan goes up to year 15 of freaking anniversary, even if this guy gets an EZA, LR EZA, I think no matter what, he's going to be a full dodge unit, no matter what at the end of the day. We're going to go over his kit real quick. So he does have a couple new leaders right now, like the new Fat Boo, so you can definitely throw Frieza onto there. And then, of course, there's Hirudegarn, of course. He does have more JP options, I do believe. Let me see here. I think he has more JP options. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, he is on Broly's team. He's on, obviously, First Form Frieza's team. So he does have quite a few 200% leads. Honestly, you would think a movie boss like this Frieza wouldn't be on so many 200% leads, but he really is. So his leader skill is not much to write home about, although I will say he has come in handy as a leader for quite a few EZAs and a couple specific Resurrected Warrior and Planetary Destruction things. Sometimes you just want two 90% guard units. But anyways, he only raises attack on his 12 key super. You really got to keep that in mind. And then he has raised attack and defense on 18 key super. So, also he does lower attack and defense on 12 key. So, he does have an entrance animation that does make it so he can reduce damage by 90%. But he does lose damage reduction by 10% at the start of each turn. So that is each turn that has passed since he comes into the fight. It's not every appearance. So that means after turn 1 has passed, he will have lost 10%, and then after turn 2 has passed, he will have lost another 10%. So by the time you see him come back around, he will have lost a total of 20% damage reduction, and he'll be down to 70%. He can lose up to 60% damage reduction, which means at the most, he'll only be at 30%, right? 7, 8, 9, math, basic math. But yeah, he'll only have a maximum of 30% damage reduction. So that is something to keep in mind. He does have key plus 5 attack and defense 100, plus an additional attack and defense 100 when launching plus an additional attack and defense 100% and launches an additional super when HP is 50% or more. So having high HP is key to making sure that his kit gets up there, because plus an additional key plus 2 and defense plus 50% for the rest of the battle after performing 5 or more super attacks during battle, plus an additional key plus 2 and attack plus 50% for the rest of the battle after receiving 5 or more attacks during battle. So the big thing about this is that you got to keep in mind is that he really, really needs to get those 5 attacks in, because before that, on 18 key super, he's only got like 300k HP, or defense. He only has like 300k defense. So doing 5 attacks really raises his defense up. But the thing is even if you went a full additional build with this guy, the earliest turn you could get that to proc would be turn 3. And that's if he triple supered on one of the first or the third turn that he appears. So I would say the most common that you're going to have him getting that buff would probably not be till turn 5. And by turn 5, he's already lost 40% of his damage reduction. So you are down to 50% damage reduction by the time you do get that defense buff. So at that time, he might seem a little bit okay-ish. But the thing is, 50% damage reduction isn't a lot, man. It's really not. not when you only have 400k HP. So, or I keep saying these different stats. Defense, 400k defense. Now I mind you, this isn't keeping in mind of any rolling off-turn supports. This isn't keeping in mind of any like bigger supports on turn. So you could very well, you know, get his defense up potentially a little higher. But I think no matter what, at the end of the day, he's a full dodge unit. I will say though that because we have this buff right here, the plus 50% after performing 5 supers, that if he ever EZAs in the future, that's only going to go up. He'll probably get like 100% extra defense after performing 5 supers. Maybe he'll even get more buffs after performing additional supers. The point I'm trying to say is, like, the only other thing you should be putting into Frieza other than dodge would probably just be additional. I personally put in a little bit of extra crit. I chose crit orbs. I will say that I have him still full dodge. You know, 27 dodge is ideal here. I only went for a crit orb on him just because I felt like it was needed a little bit. You know, a little crit does go a long way, but at the end of the day, I really feel like I'm gonna want to replace this at some point and just give him the full dodge. I thought for whatever reason, you know, maybe a little crit wouldn't be terrible, but I think I'm gonna end up switching it to additional, because I think that based on how his kit is, that he will eventually one day prefer additionals over crit. Because he's not doing a crazy amount of damage. He can do some damage because he can, you know, he can double, triple, super. But I really feel like once he ever gets an EZA in the far off future, like 3 to 4 plus years, he's going to be wanting additionals as the next part of his passive. But regardless of that, you're gonna want to be going a full dodge build. Because it's just never going to be any different. He's never going to change. That's never going to change. Full dodge is 100% the way to go for this guy. Never feel bad about the dodge. I would just say, if you have any extra or hidden potential orbs open, you know, because there is a couple. I think there's 2 total. Yeah, there's 2 that you can switch to either additional or crit. I would highly suggest you put those into additional. Don't do what I did here. I'm going to have to replace both of those at some point or another. I don't have an extra dupe of Frieza, do I? No, I don't have an extra dupe of Frieza. And I won't be doing that. I won't be wasting it on that. But, yeah, I would 100% say full dodge, literally 100% dodge. And then just put the little bit of rest of the trickle into additional once that time comes. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. Level 20 plus dodge, full dodge unit. Very much easy. I do appreciate you once again, Emilio. Thank you for, you know, giving me something to do, even if it's not like a huge crazy video. I appreciate people asking for videos. Please, if anybody has a unit that I haven't made a build for and you want to know how to build a unit, just comment on a video and I'll make the video. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day and a good night.